welcome to Hodgepodge Australia. This week we are making a beautiful Flamingo Love Cake. Now this time I have used some Russian buttercream, so I'm going to talk you through my experience with that. But starting off, you're going to want a crumb coated 6-inch cake. I have a large scraper and I have the Russian buttercream and some regular buttercream. And then I have 2 little flamingos that I have made out of fondant and I have let to dry. I also have these adorable Wilton flamingo sprinkles that I am going to use to decorate the top half of my cake. Alright, so let's get started. Now, if you don't already know what Russian buttercream it is just a separate style of making buttercream that doesn't use powdered sugar, it uses condensed milk. So I found that while using this, it doesn't get that nice dry feeling once it dries off. It always stays that little bit sticky. But you can see here, I'm just going to go all the way around my cake and I'm going to add another coat that I can scrape down and make nice and smooth. Although that was the plan, it didn't quite turn out that way. Again with this one, I don't know what it was about the Russian buttercream, but I wasn't a fan. I just found I always had holes I had to patch in and try to smooth, and it didn't matter how often I smoothed it, I still had ripples and bubbles. I personally wouldn't use Russian buttercream again. I think it would be lovely on cupcakes, but I wouldn't use it to cover a cake again. It was frustration central for me. Other people I'm sure have had great experience with it. I have seen people touting it and I've seen some beautiful cakes with it, but for me it's back to the good old buttercream recipe I usually use of butter and powdered sugar with vanilla essence. You can see at the top here, I'm just going around with my offset spatula and I was just trying to tidy it up, but in doing so, I ended up with my lovely wavy pattern that I plan to do later. But if I smoothed it off and tried to do it again, I'd never get it looking so nice. So I'm sorry you missed me doing that. Once I've let the Russian buttercream sort of solidify as much as I can, I do apologize for the outside of my cake. I could not get it to smooth and it drove me crazy. I'm adding just a slightly darker color of blue just around the bottom of the cake, so about the bottom third, and I'm doing the sort of the rustic buttercream trick just with the offset spatula, and I'm just putting an imprint in there just to sort of give it a wavy texture because we all know the flamingos live in the water. Now comes the fun part where you're going to want to get yourself a stool. I have decided that I'm going to put these flamingos in pairs all the way around the cake, all facing each other, all touching because they're all in love. Hence the Flamingo Love theme. Then all that's left to do is place my flamingos onto the top, making sure that their beaks and heads are touching. I'm sorry, my camera angle was a little bit off there, but that is how you put together a Flamingo Love cake. This is such a simple cake to put together for your love this Valentine's Day. If you do recreate it, please be sure to share it with me on social media. Drop us a like, hit the subscribe button, and tune in as we share videos every week. And we'll see you again real soon.